Broadcasting from the southernmost headquarters of the Exceptional Conservative Network, it's the Willie Lawson Show. It's the hippest urban conservative trip in America. And now, your host, Willie Lawson. Innovation, inspiration, and imagination. Three important characteristics that are important in any business, but especially in real estate when you're looking for your forever home. And when that home is a new home, there are very, very many things that must go right. The financing must be on point. The furnishings must be on point. The location and neighborhood must be on point. And if you need someone to get that right the first time, you have to go to my friend Gary Knight at New Homes of Tampa Bay. That's New Homes of Tampa Bay. You can reach him on the web at www.newhomestpa.com. If you're looking for innovation through technology, inspiration and imagination through hard work, www.newhomestpa.com. There's no reason to wait for a special occasion to send flowers. No reason to wait until you miss a birthday or an anniversary or Valentine's Day to send flowers. All you have to do is get a hold of my friend Christine at Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. That's www.bloomingdays.com. And tell her that you want to send the very best, that you care enough to send the very best. One of FTD's top florists in all of the United States, always in the top 100 of flower shops in the United States. That's Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. Forget calling 1-800-something, www.bloomingdays.com. It's great to have partners, but it's even better when one of your partners is one of the finest urban conservatives in America. That's my friend Kevin Batts. Kevin Batts of Red River Chronicle TV. Red River Chronicle TV is taking the internet by storm with fabulous production, amazing commentary, and incredible insight. Red River TV is the thing that we'll all be watching in 2017. They are the people, Kevin and his wife Janelle, are the voices that are going to make the difference in urban America in 2017. So get in on the ground floor. Go to www.redriverchronicle.com and subscribe to Red River TV today. All right. Well, welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network. We are glad to be here this morning. We have got some things planned for you next week that are going to blow you slap away. Last night, I was up late recording an interview with my friend Shirley Huzar of Urban Game Changer. You can go to urbangamechanger.com to sort of do your homework beforehand, which I, frankly, would suggest. She's going to be on Monday, and on Tuesday of next week, we've got Sonny Johnson. You've heard from Sonny Johnson on this program. I play a clip from a speech that Sonny gave in D.C. in 2015, which I will play again before the end of this program. So you get a sort of taste of what you're going to get on Tuesday. You can go to the DidSheSayThat.com website to get a primer of Sonny Johnson. And on Wednesday, next Wednesday, we have Jim Warshuk. Jim Warshuk is a retired Air Force colonel that spent a great deal of time in national security, concerning national security issues in the Pentagon and here in Tampa at CENTCOM. So we're going to talk about Mike Flynn. We're going to talk about the Trump administration. Both Shirley and Jim were early adopters of the Trump administration. So it's going to be interesting to hear their perspective on things that are going on now, especially with Jim talking about the Mike Flynn incident and the things that are really important that a lot of people, especially those in the legacy media, are intentionally missing. We like to think that they're missing it because they don't get it, because our mentality is such that we are behind the curve. We are behind the curve. Yesterday, I basically, after listening to this, doing the program and getting on Facebook for a while, which I have a tendency to do, which is something I gotta stop doing. It is that a lot of us, it seems, the so-called self-glossing patriots just don't have the stomach for this. Like in the show notes that I wrote for this particular program, it is absolutely amazing that some of you actually thought that simply winning an election would make the difference, that there wouldn't be anything else to do. That I think you got fooled into thinking that was the goal. That was the goal. That once you in January was able to inaugurate Donald Trump, that was the goal. That there weren't any goals after that. That there wasn't going to be struggle. That there wasn't going to be a fight. That after 8 years of Barack Obama and the installation of all sorts of Alinsky devotees in every nook and cranny of government, that there wasn't going to be pushback, that there wasn't going to be a fight, that somehow these people were simply going to just stand down when Hillary Clinton didn't get elected, that these people that were inculcated into government were simply going to stand down for 4 or 8 years, that they were going to be swept aside. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you as out of touch with reality as the left says you are? You seem to be. By your comments on Facebook, by your comments on Twitter, by your comments on programs like this, are you as out of touch? Were you as out of touch as the left says you were? I love how some of you gloss yourself as patriots. Patriots. You can't even hang in there on Facebook. How can you be a patriot? How can you, knowing what you're going to face, what we're going to face on a daily basis, understanding what you're facing, imagine what the administration is facing on a daily basis. You can't trust anybody. Being in a situation where you can't trust everybody, and there are people that you have to trust, but you can't trust anybody. We saw that with Mike Flynn. We saw that with General Flynn. I'm not saying for a second, please don't screw this up, I'm not saying that Mike Flynn, General Flynn was an Alinsky devotee. Not at all. Just the opposite. But the fact of the matter is that there were people, and you're going to learn more about this next Wednesday, there were people in government that didn't like Mike Flynn. There are people in the Justice Department and the CIA that did not like Mike Flynn. They were Obama appointees and they did not like Mike Flynn. And when they got the chance to screw him, they did. if we think we've seen the last of that kind of behavior, I'm afraid that you are wrong. I don't know if you've got the stomach for it, frankly. It's really funny. Back in 2009 and 10, and people were saying it recently, we have to take back our country. We have to take back our country. Okay, do you have the stomach for it? Do you have the stomach for it? Do you have the guts that it'll take to move this country back to a constitutional republic form of government? Do you have the stomach it's going to take? Are you ready to push through the whining? Are you ready for the fight? Because there is a fight. I mean, there isn't any way else to put it. There's no way else to put it. There is going to be a fight. There is frankly, to the death fight for this nation. Are you willing to participate? Are you willing to go head to head with those on the left that aren't just wrong, but are indeed evil? Alinsky called his opponents enemies. Alinsky called his opponents enemies. And this is how the Alinsky devotees think about you and I. We are enemies. And there's only one thing you do to enemies. You don't convince enemies. You defeat them. Are we ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to take on that mantle? Are you ready to defeat your enemies? Not convince them. This whole idea, somebody asked me at a birthday party a while ago, a couple years ago, what do I say when I debate liberals? And I told them I don't debate liberals. I don't do any debating. Because this isn't some high school debate competition where we've got to have the better argument. Hell, we've got the better argument. That's a given. And the idea is that we've got to debate the left, that we've got to convince them and convince the American people of our argument. That's not the whole thing. What we've got to do is win. We have got to win on every front. We have got to defeat the left. We've got to defeat the left in media. We have got to defeat the left at the ballot booth. We have got to defeat the left in the hearts and minds of the American public. We have got to defeat them. We have got to root them out, find out where they are in every form of government, and get them out. We have got to defeat them. It is the only way, ladies and gentlemen, that we can win this nation back. It's the only way. It's the only way that we can win. It's the only way that we can win. There's no convincing the left. You got to beat them. You've got to win. We've got to win elections. One of my favorite people is Ned Ryan, and Ned Ryan said on the Willie Lawson show way back when on Blog Talk Radio, said that that winning elections is important because those who win elections get to set policy. You know what? You don't get to set policy if you don't win elections. Politics is policy. Politics is policy. Those who win elections get to set policy. They get to make the rules. In the words of Barack Obama, elections have consequences. The election of Donald Trump, what we knew was, and what we were pretty sure of, was that this whole idea of open borders and people being able to come into our country and stay as long as they wanted, regardless of the lack of paperwork, regardless of the lack of documentation, that was going to start coming to an end. And I don't really think that people believed it, because we have had these laws on our books for years and years and years, and we've simply not enforced them. Whether it was a Republican president or a Democrat president, or whether it was a Republican-led Congress or a Democrat-led Congress, we simply weren't enforcing these laws, and people are all just surprised to hell that suddenly, in the past couple of days, literally in the last couple of days, we have decided to start enforcing our laws. And they are surprised all the hell. They are freaked the hell out. You know, when this woman who had been signed, there was this case that I saw on Breitbart, this woman who had been voting, this illegal alien who had been voting, who had just been lying on the application, who had been lying for years and years and years. And now she was being deported. Crying and whining about how it wasn't right, how it was unfair. She'd been, you know what, ignoring the fact that she had broken federal law. She had broken the law of the country. And now it wasn't fair, and now it's not fair. Well, it's extremely fair. You break the law and you get sent home. Now, this woman is getting 8 years in prison. She is getting 8 years in prison for breaking federal law. As far as it goes with voting, she's getting 8 years in the slammer, in the cooler, in the pen. 8 years. And that seems harsh to people. But that's what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when you decide, when you willfully, again and again, decide to break the law. When you decide to vote in a country that you shouldn't vote, you shouldn't be voting in. When you decide to undermine the most sacred part of our republic, is free and fair elections. When you decide to come in and undermine the very fabric of what makes America different, of what makes America great, yeah, you get thrown in. Your ass gets thrown in jail. Yeah, for a ridiculous amount of time, and 8 years is a lot, especially when you compare 8 years with, frankly, people who rob and hurt people and shoot people. They don't get 8 years in prison. Understood. But when you attack the very fiber of what makes America great, then you must pay the penalty. You must pay the piper. You must pay the cost of such actions. And yes, she is right. She is being made an example of. She is the shrunken head on the stick in front of the village. If you do this, this will happen to you. If you come in here, this will happen to you. So best stay away. Best not break the law. Best not break these laws for sure. You know, the Mexican consulate is getting inundated with people who are Mexicans, especially, who are worried about being deported. Here's the, I mean, and when I read that, I kind of laughed because I thought it was kind of funny. Because Frank, I thought it was funny. Because we're getting their attention. Donald Trump is freaking getting people's attention. They're getting their attention. And frankly, the only people who have anything to worry about, the only folks who have anything to worry about are people who are here illegally. The only people who have anything to worry about are the people who are here on expired visas. Thus, you are now here illegally. That's the only people who have anything to fear. If your visa is up to date and you're here on a tourist visa, or you're here on a work visa, or you're here on an educational visa, or you're here on an HB1 visa, you're fine. Nobody is looking to throw out everybody on a visa. Nobody's looking for there's no purge going on where we're just taking anybody who looks like they don't live here and tossing them out of the country. That's not happening. It's not happening. Now, mainstream media wants you to believe that that's happening. Why do they want you? Well, why do they want you to believe that? They want you to believe that because it tugs at the heartstrings of of Americans who are basically a very compassionate folk. And we don't like the idea. We don't like the idea of families being split up. So they keep throwing families being split up in our faces. Well, in the words of Robin Harris, when talking about Bebe's kids, if mother is being deported, why can't she take her kids with her? Why didn't she take her kids with her? Remember that bit where they got to keep Bebe's kids because Bebe had to go downtown? Well, Robin Harris says, how come she couldn't take her kids with her? So when they start talking about splitting up families, the only person who is responsible for splitting up families is a person who is here illegally and being deported. That's the only person who's splitting that family up. That's the only person who's splitting that family up. So if your kids are here and you have been allowed to misuse the 14th Amendment, which didn't have anything to do with how it's being used today. The 14th Amendment was strictly for freed slaves living in the United States, not for illegal aliens, not for illegal immigration, not for anchor babies. It didn't have anything to do with that. It never did. And it doesn't take much research. And it's only been used that way because, again, like I said before, it's these activist courts, it's the Alinskyites who have been put into these positions, and some of them, I believe, are Supreme Court justices that have been put into these courts, into the federal court system for years and years and years, and that have inculcated themselves, who have jobs for life, that we now are fighting against for our very freedom. Like my grandma used to say, these people are so free until they are foolish. It's insane. It is truly insane. It is nuts. I get it. When any of us could read the 14th Amendment, any of us can read the 14th Amendment and see what it says. It doesn't have anything to do with illegal aliens or illegal immigration or anchor babies. It doesn't have anything to do with any of that. That's it. Really, it's really easy. It is not people who are born somewhere else. All persons born or naturalized in the United States, the subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States and the state where they reside. No state shall make or enforce any laws, abridge or privileges and immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall they deprive any person of life, liberty, property without due process of law. This was for slaves that were born here in America. That's who this was for. This wasn't for anchor babies. This has been spread out. Oh, if you were born here, you could be a citizen. This is not what this is for. You are a citizen of the country that your parents are from. That's where you are a citizen of. That's the deal. Congress shall have the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. So Congress could do something about this. They just haven't. Just haven't. Just haven't. So this is one of these things. This is one of these things early in the Trump administration that we're going to have to decide where we're going to come down on the side of. Are we going to be able to have the stomach for it? Are we going to be able to get through the emotion of it? Because there's lots of emotion, and that's how they get you. Are we going to be able to do it? We're going to be able to fight back. We're going to be able to stand up. Are you ready to stand up for America? Are you ready to stay? You know what? I saw a lot of people at Trump rallies for a year, hundreds of thousands of people over the course of the year. You know what? Screaming America first, make America great, USA, USA, like it's some sort of freaking sports event. But now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the hard work, the hard, painful, painstaking, every day, day in, day out, 24/7, 365 grind of making America great again. Are you ready for it? Do you have the stones? Do you have the intestinal fortitude? Do you have the spine? Joe Biden said back in 2008, we're going to see that President Obama has a spine of steel. What kind of spine do you have? Do you have the spine of PVC, or do you have the spine of spaghetti, or do you have the spine of steel? What is your spine made of? What is your tolerance for resistance? What is your tolerance for turbulence? Because there's going to be turbulence. We've already seen it. And is it going to stop? My guess is not. My guess it's not going to stop. My guess is that it's going to continue. That it's going to continue at every level. And we're going to see a lot of tolerance even from what Mike Huckabee calls the hand-wringing, bet-wetting Republicans. And which there are a lot. And we've already seen some of it in the actions of people like Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins from Maine, hand-wringing, bet-wetting Republicans. So there's no guarantee, and you should have already known this, that Donald Trump is going to get the help and the protection from the left, from Republicans. Frankly, I wouldn't trust Paul Ryan as far as I can throw him. I wouldn't trust Mitch McConnell as far as I could throw him. Because this is the same person. Donald Trump was the same person that every morning for 2 years pissed in their cornflakes. Call them out. For 2 years. Yes, and those people are that petty. They are that petty. They're that petulant. Yes, and when they get a chance to screw you, they will. They don't care if they're the president. Why? Because we have a system of government that the people in Congress always have the possibility of staying longer than any single president. Paul Ryan wasn't afraid of Barack Obama because he knew he would outlast him. Mitch McConnell wasn't afraid of Barack Obama because he knew he would outlast them. He knew he would outlast him. Nancy Pelosi wasn't afraid of George W. Bush because she knew that she could outlast him. Harry Reid wasn't afraid of George W. Bush because he knew that he would outlast Bush, that he would be around longer, that he would be able to put federal judges in places that could never, ever, that are never going to be taken out. If look at the Ninth Circuit. If you don't think I'm right, if you think I'm just ranting off the top of my head, well, you're right, because this stuff is at the top of my head, because I'm that good. If you look at the Ninth Circuit, the Ninth Circuit, the very circuit that that put a stay on Trump's travel ban, how do you think these judges in the Ninth Circuit came to be? They were appointed for life, and now are completely and totally insulated from reality. You know, there's a lot of push for term limits in Congress. I've never been one for term limits in Congress, and I'll tell you why. And I know that I'm probably at the opposite end of every other host here at the Exceptional Conservative Network, and even at SHR Media, and maybe even High Plains Talk Radio. I may be the only one going that direction because, frankly, term limits in Congress don't solve the real problem. Term limits in Congress would not have stopped the Ninth Circuit from stopping Trump's travel ban. Why? Because they have jobs for life. Federal judges have jobs for, they're unelected people who have jobs for life. That is much more dangerous, in my view, than a senator or a Congress or a Congress critter that we just simply refuse the vote out, and we want to develop a system to take care of something that we can't do. That they want the system to artificially take care of something that we can't or won't do. Well, that doesn't seem right. The real problem is the people who have jobs for life, people who are Supreme Court justices that have jobs for as long as they want, as long as they want them. So if they go off the rails, there's not a damn thing we can do about it, John Roberts. Right? Right? Am I correct? So where's the real problem? Why are we spending so much time on places that aren't the real problem? Why are we screaming and yelling about term limits for people like Nancy Pelosi because we don't like her? Well, the people who are in her district are obviously dumbasses, and they like her, and they keep voting her in. You know what? Frankly, in the 15th Congressional District of the state of Florida is my friend Dennis Ross, who's a stand-up rock solid conservative, and I want him to be in Congress as long as he wants to. I need him to be in Congress for as long as he wants to be there. I don't want some sort of artificial mechanism to pull him out. Because as long as he wants to be here, I want him, and he's effective. I want him to be there. What we're finding out again as so-called patriots, we're finding out again that the other side is simply not going to play by the same rules. You know what? I remember back in 2010, there was a get out of our house move. There was a website and an organization that was dedicated to completely switching out everybody in the House of Representatives. It was basically a move by the right. It was a right center. It was a center-right organization. But the point they kept missing was that the Democrats weren't going to play along. They were not going to play along. There was no way. They were going to be, get out of our house so we can replace you all with Democrats. So we can replace you all with Alinskyites. We can replace you all with liberals. We could replace you all with progressives. Are you kidding me? We've got to be smarter about all of this. And I think the first part about being smarter about all of this is making sure that we understand the situation that we're actually in. And I don't think a lot of you understand the situation that we're actually in at all. I believe that some of you are out there in La La Land, and you don't know who the enemy is.
You refuse to even call them an enemy. You raised all sorts of hell because Barack Obama would not say, extremist, Islamic terrorism. But some of you won't call the left the enemy. And until you do, they're going to continue to kick our ass. We'll be back right after these messages.
Innovation, inspiration, and imagination. 3 important characteristics that are important in any business, but especially in real estate when you're looking for your forever home. And when that home is a new home, there are very, very many things that must go right. The financing must be on point. The furnishings must be on point. The location and neighborhood must be on point. And if you need someone to get that right the first time, you have to go to my friend Gary Knight at New Homes of Tampa Bay. That's New Homes of Tampa Bay. You can reach him on the web at www.newhomestpa.com. If you're looking for innovation through technology, inspiration and imagination through hard work, www.newhomestpa.com. There's no reason to wait for a special occasion to send flowers. No reason to wait until you miss a birthday or an anniversary or Valentine's Day to send flowers. All you have to do is get a hold of my friend Christine at Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. That's www.bloomingdays.com. And tell her that you want to send the very best, that you care enough to send the very best. One of FTD's top florists in all of the United States, always in the top 100 of flower shops in the United States. That's Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. Forget calling 1-800-something, www.bloomingdays.com. It's great to have partners, but it's even better when one of your partners is one of the finest urban conservatives in America. That's my friend Kevin Batts. Kevin Batts of Red River Chronicle TV. Red River Chronicle TV is taking the internet by storm. With fabulous production, amazing commentary, and incredible insight, Red River TV is the thing that we'll all be watching in 2017. They are the people, Kevin and his wife Janelle, are the voices that are going to make the difference in urban America in 2017. So get in on the ground floor. Go to www.redriverchronicle.com and subscribe to Red River TV today.
Good morning.
I'm Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Okay, folks, that's not how it goes. I think I'm Shannon, and
I
you're
think so.
Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. We are The Right Way with Shannon and Mike.
Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Live on SHR Media.
And on TECN.
Where we'll be talking about all kinds of things.
From sports and politics.
To food and entertainment.
To money.
Family.
And anything else in between.
Community, holidays, all kinds of things.
It'll be great. Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hi, it's your business diva here, Melanie Collette of Money Talk with Melanie on the Exceptional Conservative Network. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., we talk all things money on a global, domestic, and household scale that affects you and your wallet. You don't want to miss it.
This program is being syndicated on the High Plains Talk Radio Network. For more information, go to www.highplainstalkradio.com.
Information is crucial when you're looking to purchase a new home. With so many choices of communities and options, choosing the right one for you and your family can be a daunting task. That's why you need to go to New Homes of Tampa Bay right now, www.newhomestpa.com, and get the information you need. Learn how people save thousands of dollars when purchasing new homes. Buy like the pros. New Homes Tampa Bay, www.newhomestpa.com. This is a production of Fight Back Media Group. For more information, go to www.fightbackmedia.com. All right, we're back. Thank you again for joining me this morning on the Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network, powered by SHR Media and syndicated worldwide by the great folks at High Plains Talk Radio. If you want to know more about what we do, go to the Exceptional Conservative Show website. That's the exceptionalconservativeshow.com website. And what you'll see there, if you click on the TECN AM banner, you'll see all our drive time shows from The Right Way, this program, and Melanie Collette's program, Money Talk with Melanie. You'll also, if you click the TECN PM tab, you'll see the show the Right Way with the Right Guys. I'll get it right. The Right Guys with Ralph Cheatham's and Lonnie Poindexter, and of course the great one, the Exceptional Conservative Show with Ken McClinton. You'll be able to see all those different websites, and they're all sort of right there on the exceptionalconservativeshow.com website. You'll also be able to participate in the chat room, and the coolest thing is that you don't have to switch from show to show in the chat room. Once you start listening to the programs there on the Exceptional Conservative Show website, you will be able to stay in the same chat room as the shows roll through. It's the coolest thing, and a lot of you who listen to these programs and participate in the chats know that you have to move from show to show to chat to chat. But because we are all one, that we're all in this network, you can stay in the same chat room as the shows roll through. As the shows roll through for the Exceptional Conservative Network, as the shows roll through for the SHR shows and the High Plains Talk Radio shows, 24/7. It's like lock it in and rip the knob off. It's somewhere where you can be all day, every day, 24/7, 365. You can always have the Exceptional Conservative Show website minimized on your computer, so you can go there any time to see what's happening in the world and hear the best commentary on it. Between these three entities, High Plains Talk Radio, SHR Media, and the Exceptional Conservative Network, you're not going to get any better commentary on what's going on in your world and what's going on in this country. You're not going to get any better commentary. You're not going to get any better calls to action than you do from here in this network. You're not going to hear any better guest lineup than what we provide here on TECN, SHR Media, and High Plains Talk Radio. It just, like the commercials say, it just don't get any better than this. All right. Again, I want to make sure that you know what's happening here on this program next week. Next week on Monday and Thursday, my friend Shirley Huzar from WWW Urban Game Changer is going to be on. We're going to first talk about Urban Game Changer on Monday, and on Thursday we're going to talk about the Trump administration in its transition and in its first month. On Tuesday, it's my friend Sonny Johnson of DidSheSayThat.com who's going to lay some heavy truth on you. When I tell you that I have people on the show who are going to lay some heavy truth on you, have I disappointed you so far? We had John Daly on, who's an expert in media, and we've had, of course, Mason Weaver on, who's an expert in all things urban, and an expert in all things Central American is my friend Foster Wirtz. We're about laying truth on you. We're not about tickling your ear. This program will not be like a lot of programs that you hear on the internet. Will just be a way station for every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's writing a book or an ebook. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that, and neither do you. You need to hear from people who are tuned in and tied in to what's actually happening in the world, and what's actually happening in our nation. And that's the people that I'll bring you. I will not just bring you a guest for the sake of having someone else to talk to. I don't really care about any of that. Some people do. I don't. If I'm not helping you, if I'm not adding value to your day, then what the hell am I doing? If I'm not adding value to your day, then what am I doing? So when we bring guests on, it's to add value to your day. So next week is a huge week with Shirley Huzar, not once but twice, Sonny Johnson, and retired Air Force Colonel James Warshik on to talk about what's going on in the White House and what's going on in national security issues. Yeah, blockbuster, baby. Pure blockbuster, baby. That's what we're doing. That's why we're adding value to your life. So, like I said, go to the Exceptional Conservative Show website, go to TECNAM and rip the knob off. That's as far as you have to go. You ain't got to do nothing else. We made it easy. We made it easy for you. We made it easy for you. That's all you have to do. And if you do that, you're going to be taken care of. We guarantee it. That's how it's going to roll. That's how it's going to roll. All right. Now, and you can also, if you'd like, you can also help us out. We've got a lot of projects. If you go to the Exceptional Conservative Show website, we've got some projects. We've got some things that we are that we are supporting that you can help us out with. Let's see. Because we know that in order for God to bless us, that we have to sow. And we're okay with that. I mean, we're excited about that. So the Protecting Innocence campaign that's advocating for our youth is something that we are as individuals and as a network in support of, and we like for you to also be supportive of. So if you go there, you can go to facebook.com/Protecting Innocence campaign, and you can participate. You can participate by volunteering. You can participate by donating. By donating, it is extremely, extremely important. It's extremely important that you can actually, right there from the exceptionalconservativeshow.com website, you can donate to the project through the Protect the Innocent campaign. The Shekinah Protecting Innocence campaign is committed to preventing child abuse. In the U.S., 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 20 boys are a victim of sexual abuse. You know, so Donovan Larkins, the founder and president of Shekinah Ranch Youth Foundation, is offering a sincere opportunity for you to assist in protecting children from being molested and help abused children receive their healing. In many families, 150 acres Shekinah Ranch has been a saving grace, yet many more can receive their healing with your help. So you can join us by making a real difference. You can click on the donate today to the Protect the Innocence project, at Shekinah Ranch. Everybody on the network is participating in that benefit. So if you will go ahead and go to the exceptionalconservativeshow.com website and click on the blue button on the middle right part of the screen, and you'll see it says Donate Today, Protect the Innocents campaign, and give what you can. You know what? You may be able to give some today, and then you may be able to give a little bit more tomorrow, or a little bit more the next day. It isn't like it's got to be a one-time thing. You don't got to go out there and take out a mortgage to do it today. You know what? A little bit here, a little bit there. You know, line upon line, precept upon precept, a little here, a little there. We can get this done if we do it together. And that's what it's all about. So again, go to the Exceptional Conservative Show website, click on the TECN AM banner, and see what we're doing here on the Exceptional Conservative Network. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hi, it's your business diva here, Melanie Collette of Money Talk with Melanie on the Exceptional Conservative Network. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., we talk all things money on a global, domestic, and household scale that affects you and your wallet. You don't want to miss it.
Good morning.
I'm Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Okay, folks, that's not how it goes. I think I'm Shannon and
I
you're
think so.
Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. We are The Right Way with Shannon and Mike.
Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Live on SHR Media.
And on TECN.
Where we'll be talking about all kinds of things.
From sports and politics.
To food and entertainment.
To money.
Family.
And anything else in between.
Community, holidays, all kinds of things.
It'll be great. Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Nothing fits a home perfectly than a brand new grand piano. And if you're looking for a piano for your brand new home, you've got to visit Dave's Piano. And that's davespianoshowroom.com. If you're looking for the perfect thing to set off your new home, a piano is what you're looking for. And my friend Dave has the perfect piano for you. And the best thing about buying a piano from Dave is that he does everything. He delivers, he sets up, he tunes, he takes care of everything. The best part about Dave's Piano, quite frankly, is Dave. So when you buy a piano from Dave's Piano Showroom, you only deal with Dave. You can reach them at www.davespianoshowroom.com. That's davespianoshowroom.com. You're tired of the cold? You're tired of the taxes? It's time to move to Florida. And our friend Gary Knight at New Homes of Tampa Bay is the perfect person to help you. You can just give Gary a call at 813-770-9452, or you can go to the website to look for your brand new home at www.newhomestpa.com. Move to Florida. It's about time. You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservative.com.
All right. Well, I trust that we've had a good time today. I trust that you have been challenged, that you have been encouraged. The weekend is coming up, and now and the weekend is time for a little rest and relaxation. But it's also a time to think about, spend some time, especially on Sunday, think about who you are and where you are in this nation and your position in it. And because we all have a position in it. We all have a place. We all have a sphere of influence. We are all encouragers to somebody. People are looking to you. You are, if you're listening to a program like this, you are obviously a community leader, whether your community is 500,000 people or your community is 5 people. You're a community leader, and it is you've got to decide what you're going to do and how you are going to live the rest of this presidency the rest of your life? Are you going to be a bedwetting, a hand-wringing and bedwetting sort? Or are you going to be somebody who leads from the front? You're not going to be somebody who leads from the rear. You're going to be somebody who leads from the front, who says, you know what, this country, my community is worth saving. It is worth the fight. Are you ready for the fight? Are you saying that your family is ready, is worthy of the fight? Are you saying where you live is worthy of the fight? Are you saying that the preservation of your faith is worthy of the fight? And that is going to be left, frankly, not up to Donald Trump or Mike Pence, but left up to you and I. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. This is Willie Lawson of The Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network. Until we see you again, see ya.